name is Aliana.
My name is Lorraine.
I'm Gabby.
My name is Kristen.
Chami here.
I'm JM. I'm Stephen.
Hi, I'm Chini.
And this vlog subject is general chemistry.
So our topic for today is
Matter! So our objectives for today is the classifications of matter, the states of matter, the proponents, and the changes of matter in each elements.
So for our introduction, let's define the definition of matter. Matter is any substance that has mass and takes up space by having a volume.
So the proponents of matter, which is Aristotle, was the first founder of 4 Ks, which is number 1 is the material cause, the efficient marker of things, formal, which is pattern, and the purpose that something is changing.
Second one is John Dalton, who studied the weather and the studies of gases, who led him to form his own atomic theory.
And the third one is from the Greeks, which is Pluto, who identified each element, which is the fire, earth, air, and water.
And the last one is Empedocles, who defined the mixing and separation of air, fire, water, and earth.
For the first states of matter, which is solid, which is this, and its structure is they are closely bind together in the small particles, like there is no space in between and they're closely bind together.
Second one is liquid. The structure is may space na sila. They can move past to one another like this.
And the last one is gas. And ang structure ng gas is lahat ng particles ay ang pinagkaiba ng liquid at gas is mas masyadong madaming space ang gas kaysa sa liquid.
So for the shape of the liquid and gas, they are not definite and take the shape of the container, while the solid have definite shape. While the volume of the solid and liquid are definite, while the gas is not.
So now we will gonna talk about the phases of matter, and we have 6 phases of matter. The first one is sublimation. So sublimation is the solid to gas process. So ang gagamitin natin example for this is the vinegar and baking soda experiment. So we have a water bottle, a vinegar, and a baking soda. So first, lalagyan natin ng vinegar yung water bottle. Next, sa loob ng balloon, maglalagay tayo ng baking soda. And then next is itatop natin yung plastic bottle ng balloon. Ilalaglag yung baking soda na nasa loob ng balloon sa vinegar na nasa loob ng water bottle. So as you can see, yung mixture ng baking soda and ng vinegar is nag-produce ng gas. So yung solid, which is the baking soda, nag-produce siya ng gas na pumapasok sa balloon. So that's the solid to gas process, which is the sublimation. For the next phase, which is called the deposition, and it is the gas to solid process. So for this process, we'll be using a candle and a small plate. So first is ilalight natin yung candle. So once the candle is lit, nagproproduce siya ng carbon dioxide, which is a gas. Tapos, pagka in-stick sa plate, magproproduce siya ng solid, which is called the carbon. As you can see, this black part is called the carbon, which is a solid. The next phase, which is melting. Melting is a solid to liquid process. So in this process, we will gonna use ice cream. So as we all know, ice cream is supposed to be solid. So after a few hours or a few minutes of waiting, we can see that the ice cream became a liquid. Because for the next phase, which is the freezing, and that freezing is a liquid to solid process. In this phase, we will gonna use these two ice candies. So, itong ice candy na to, this is the liquid one. And ito yung dito nagsisimula yung ice candies. So, as we can see, it is still a liquid. Di pa natin ito matatawag na ice candy. So, liquid pa siya. Then, kapag nilagay na natin to sa freezer, sa refrigerator after a few hours, magiging solid na siya or magiging isang ice candy na talaga siya. So, for the next phase, which is vaporization, and vaporization is a liquid to gas process. And for this phase, we will gonna use an example na nebulizer. So, as we can see from the liquid, sa ilalim nung yan, yung liquid na to, which is yan yung gamot, nagpo-produce siya ng gas. Then, ayun na yung pinaka-liquid to gas process ng vaporization. The next phase, which is the condensation, which is the gas to liquid process. So for this process, we'll be using the boiled water para sa example. So as we know, from the heat na produce ng pagbo-boil yung gas, and then since nasasalo ng lid yung gas, nagpo-produce siya ng liquid. So gas to liquid process. So those are the 6 phases of matter.
So now, we're going to discuss the classification of matter.
The first one is pure substance. A pure substance is a matter that has definite composition and a distinct properties. Pure substance is either element or compound. Element is composed of only one kind of atom. The sample of element is anything on the periodic table. Example is Ar as argon, O as oxygen, and many more. Next is compound. That has 2 or more different elements that are chemically bound together, such as vinegar, salt, and water.
Next one is mixture. Mixture are composed of 2 or more substances. Mixture are classified as homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. The homogeneous mixture are composed of solvent and solute. So, ang example namin is the juice. Ang solvent niya, the solvent is the water. And the solute is either be solid or gas. Which is, yung solvent niya is yung powdered juice. The second one is the heterogeneous mixture. The heterogeneous mixture are able to separate, like sorting of candies. So as you can see, the components ay nakikita pa din. Heterogeneous mixture can be classified as suspension or colloids. Next, the suspension. Suspension is visible to the naked eye. Example, the oil and the sugar. As you can see, hindi siya naghahalo yung fluid and the solid.
The next one is the colloids. Ang example niya is the mayonnaise. ang ingredients ng mayonnaise ay magkakasama na. So, parang hindi na siya nakikita.
The next one is the Tyndall effect. The example is water, milk, and powder. As you can see, the light passes through these mixtures.
So our next topic for today is about properties of matter. So there are two types of properties: physical property and chemical property. So aside from that, there's also two things underneath physical property, which is intensive and extensive. So first, let's give an example, the definition of physical property. So physical property can be measured without changing the composition of the substance. So basically, if you put it into words, or an extensive property, you can see it by the size and amount of the substances. So let's try, for example, we have 2 cups here and a cup of juice. So in extensive property, it will only change with the size and amount. See, nabawasan na po siya. Nadagdagan din yung ano dito. In intensive property naman, ito mismo yung example niya. Nagkaroon lang siya ng bagong kulay, pero parehas lang din yung amount niya. So, yun nga. Now we go to chemical property. It is the ability of a substance to react with other substances. Yun nga, ito mismo ang example ng chemical property. We added powder to the water. So, as you can see naman, nagpalit siya ng kulay. Another example of this is bygone. So, another way to see if a specific substance has a chemical property in it. Kung nagkaroon siya ng toxicity, example, yung bygone, spray mo sa atmosphere. Ang nangyari, naging toxic yung atmosphere. So now let's go to...
So in changes of matter. Physical change occurs when the internal makeup of the matter stays the same, even after the change. Only shape, size, and state are altered. So,
parang example nito is yung banana. So, banana pa rin siya. Kahit i-cut mo siya, kahit anong gawin mo sa kanya, it's still a banana.
on the other hand, chemical change occurs when substance is converted to a new substance. It occurs when smell changes, gas evolves, precipitate forms, and energy releases or absorbed. Temperature changes and color changes in reaction system.
So look, banana, ganun pa rin siya, diba? Pero if you don't touch the banana or if you just leave it be, or hinayaan mo siya ng ilang mga days, diba the banana will start to have molds. It will also start to change color. Yan yung tinatawag natin chemical change. Another example is yung papel. Look, papel pa rin siya kahit i-crumple mo siya. Pero pag ilalight natin yung papel, yan. Nagkaroon siya ng change in appearance at saka in form. Hope you learned something today!
To the next vlog!